Here are the top stories this hour. 9 killed, 2 wounded after gun battle in Rio de Janeiro. 1 killed after Typhoon Kanon causes power knockout in Japan. Sanwo-Olu to investigate death of doctor after elevator crash. Welcome to the World News on voptv. I'm Joy Adesowa Iramoseli. We begin in Nigeria, where the Nigerian Medical Association has asked authorities to investigate the death of one of its members who died in an elevator crash in the commercial capital Lagos on Tuesday. Dr. Vuare Diaso died after the elevator she used fell from the 9th floor to her residential building in the General Hospital Odon, Lagos Island, where she works. Eyewitnesses say Diaso made use of the elevator that was allegedly faulty when the elevator fell from the 9th floor and took her life. In a statement released on Wednesday, NMA disclosed that Dr. Diaso died due to the injuries she sustained during the elevator crash. It was directed to all doctors for the 3 government hospitals on the island to start an indefinite strike until the investigations are completed and justice is served. A police raid in a low-income neighborhood of Rio de Janeiro set off a gun battle that killed 9 people and wounded 2 officers, marking the latest incident in a wave of lethal policing in Brazil. In a statement, Rio's police stated that suspected criminals in the Villa Cruzeiro favela shot first, wounding the officers and prompting police to return fire. According to the statement, 9 people hit by bullets were taken to a state hospital where they were declared dead. Villa Cruzeiro has been the site of bloodshed during police operations in the past. A firefight resulted in more than 20 deaths in May 2022, just months after another raid saw 8 people killed. The Rio de Janeiro state government's strategy for tackling violence and organized crime has come under criticism in recent years, particularly given there is little insight into officers' choice to dispense lethal force. The crew of the Astral sailboat of Spanish NGO Open Arms overnight rescued 67 people in the central Mediterranean, including a woman in labor. The Astral, which usually helps migrants in danger at sea until they are rescued by a more suitable vessel, received instructions in this case to take the 67 on board to the Italian island of Lampedusa, the closest territory to the African coast. Sources from the NGO told journalists that when the Astral arrived in Lampedusa, the woman had not given birth and her condition was not known. On Tuesday, the sailboat helped 40 migrants on a boat without a motor until they were rescued by the Italian authorities, whom the organization had alerted to the situation. Open Arms disclosed that it had received threats from Libyan militias while they were on the way to help 100 people aboard 2 boats. Meanwhile, the Mexican government reported for the first time on Wednesday that a body was spotted along the floating barrier that Texas Governor Greg Abbott installed recently in the Rio Grande across the Eagle Pass, Texas. Mexico's Foreign Relations Department stated that authorities recovered the body but didn't know the person's identity or cause of death. Many have warned about the danger the barrier poses because it's designed to make it more difficult for migrants to climb over or swim under it. At least 1 person died and 35 have been injured as Typhoon Kanon hit the Japanese prefecture of Okinawa on Wednesday, leaving more than 1/3 of households without power. According to Okinawa police and firefighters, a 90-year-old man was crushed to death when strong winds collapsed his garage. Japan's meteorological agency stated that the slow-moving typhoon was about 56 miles west of the Kumejima Island as of 5 p.m. local time on Wednesday. Winds were up to 145 miles per hour. Wind were up to 145 miles per hour. Cannon was expected to continue bringing heavy rains as it moves slowly west-north towards Amami Oshima Island in Kagoshima over the next 24 hours. It is the 6th typhoon of the season. In response to the situation, the United States is arranging the evacuation of some embassy staff and their families from Niger. However, the embassy's core operations will remain intact, ensuring continuous diplomatic engagement with Niger and its people. U.S. State Department spokesperson Matthew Miller emphasized the high priority given to the safety and security of all personnel and U.S. citizens overseas. Washington is closely monitoring the development in Niger and will make necessary decisions to safeguard its personnel and citizens on the ground. Miller further reaffirmed the U.S.'s unwavering commitment to the people of Niger and their relationship with the country, as Niger remains a crucial Western ally in the fight against Islamist insurgents. The international community has expressed concern over the military junta's takeover and its potential implications on the fight against militant groups in the region. Niger experienced its 7th military takeover in less than 3 years in West and Central Africa when a military junta overthrew the democratically elected President Mohamed Bazoum and his government last Wednesday. As the situation continues to evolve, the United States is closely monitoring developments and is committed to supporting Niger's stability and security while ensuring the safety and well-being of its personnel and citizens in the country. Meanwhile, French evacuation flights from Niger ended with over 1,000 people flown out of the country as Niger's political crisis escalates. The United States have banned imports of goods from 2 China-based firms in an effort to eliminate the use of forced labor practices in the U.S. Supply chain Camel Group, a lead acid battery producer, Shengwang Biotech Group, a food additive manufacturer, and its subsidiary Shengwang Biotechnology Group Yangi are blacklisted for their participation in business practices that targets persecuted groups, including Uyghur minority. The enforcement aimed to hold China's communist regime accountable for the ongoing genocide and crimes against humanity against Uyghurs in Xinjiang. No 7 members of the military were among recipients of Russia's first state awards since the Wagner Group rebellion against President Vladimir Putin's authority. During the ceremony of the country's highest state awards at the Kremlin Palace on Wednesday, Putin stated that orders and medals would be given to those who selflessly defended the constitutional order of Russia on June 24, the day of the mutiny. Regarding the mutiny by the Wagner Group led by Yevgeny Prigozhin, in which they seized military facilities in Rostov-on-Don and marched on Moscow, Putin disclosed that everyone in his post showed courage and did everything possible to fulfill his official and civic duty. And that's it on World News on VOP TV. We would like you to subscribe and engage us on YouTube. It's Voice of the People TV and on other social media channels at VOP TV Live. I'm Joy Adesua Iramaseli. VOP Business comes up shortly. Thanks for watching.